first time in a long while, the study of ley lines basks in the glow of scholarly acclaim. It works for elementary students, girl. Take it. The paper medal is cupped in her trembling hands. No, but we really have to listen to Avgust, because maybe he's right. If his stone is capable of such magic, then maybe we can fix her instrument. And anyway, it doesn't make sense to me because I believe that's the instrument she uses for her powers. So it should be fixable in the story, I mean. Because otherwise, how she's gonna use her powers, if you know what I mean. But maybe I'm wrong. It remains to be seen. But honestly, I don't think Avgust would have said that in a childish way because, obviously, I've said something similar in my life at some point. Maybe some other kid had, but yeah, because if something is made of wood and you put it in the soil, young kids would expect it to blossom again, you know? It makes sense to be a childish approach, but because so far, anything that Avgust had been saying isn't really just innocent saying or innocent opinions based on other facts he's learned in his life, I think this one means something. Part 8, The Ode of Factory, a symphony of steel forged by hand, hats, and furnaces. Oh, maybe the kids can take her to the factory. But I do see adults there too. We'll see.
I'm happy that you let us show you around, Miss Windsong. We haven't had many other visitors here since the critters started coming near the town. I met a blind lady once. She always smiles, and she has a pretty typewriter. Vila said she's a writer.
Oh, here it is again. The woman in the beginning. Tell me it wasn't Basmet. I mean, come on.
The writer has been to many towns, and she fills up her papers with so much ink, just like I do. So, I made the drawing for her too. And she promised us that she will tell more people to come visit Rayashki.
It's definitely Basmet.
Will people from other places like it here?
Well, if you keep being negative towards them, I doubt it. Images bounce around in Avgust's mind, just out of grasp.
What about your other visitors?
I remember they had green and red rectangular paper, and some shiny cookies in their hands.
Green and red rectangular paper.
They tried to trade us their silly paper so they could take our cans and things. They never wanted to work with their own hands.
Uh-huh.
And Rayashki doesn't like lazy bones.
On this, the children's heads bob in agreement.
Miss Windsong, Pitcher got all of us together last night, and we read for our How to Be a Good Tour Guide. So, we can guide you.
Miss Windsong is just a bit strange. She's not lazy.
The child hides his face, but the blush on his cheeks reaches up to his ears.
This time, I want borscht, bean shake, and olagi.
Are these food?
Let's not hurry on to our rewards, Avgust. We haven't helped Miss Windsong yet.
Oh, right.
Figures, large and small, pass deftly through the once tightly sealed iron door, arriving at the only factory left, whose lock has not yet rusted over. Oh my goodness, they will indeed take her to the factory without permission. Oh my goodness.
Good to see out our little factory, Miss Windsong.
Oh, they don't mind?
Hello, sir.
The kids have told me that you want to learn more about the history of Rayashki and the strange things that have happened in the past, yes?
I do. But would that be going against any rules?
Most certainly not, miss. We're not some stubborn old goats that dismiss people for asking questions.
Oh, she got lucky. He strides forward.
In fact, I'm relieved. It will be much easier to talk to you than that bitter fellow from Zeno. He came to the factory with his arms wide. took a quick look around and left even without a polite farewell. Like a whiff of cold breeze, that one. These old, outdated machines and hundreds of workers, young and old, each one a mouth to be fed. They are certainly not a pretty sight to the eyes of that greedy hyena.
A pathetic, number-crunching cretin.
The whispered insult creeps up to her listener's ear.
I am starting to like you, miss. We would have much to talk about, perhaps over a drink, if only I didn't have to get on with my work.
A curious look around goes beyond the hard laboring workers. Tightly sealed doors and thick layer of dust and aging machinery paint a less than optimistic picture.
You can see what's going on here, right? Don't feel sorry for us. Xena might no longer need this ore processing factory, but we could make use of what's left of it. Once we get rid of the critters, we can arrange for other minerals or materials to be shipped to Rayashki for processing.
He rubs his hands together, leaning against the shell of a rusted machine.
It is a shame we wasted so much of our good years, never preparing for these bad times. If those strange little monsters weren't there, we might be able to return to our mines. Oh, then we'd really be able to turn things around.
About these mining sites.
Perhaps she can help them find the kind of ore they seek, because she's able to see things that come from underneath where the ley lines are under the earth. Okay, I see what the trailer was about then. They're not going to move. It's just that Windsong is going to help them find more resources and keep their town alive. Her notebook flutters rapidly, its pages turning as fast as a rolling flame.
Mr. Canute, have you ever found anything there, other than runium ore?
Never. I know those sites like the back of my own hand. I've never seen any other minerals of any worth there.
The ragged man seems to catch her disappointment, and far quicker than she'd expect.
But give it some time, miss. Well, give me some time. Just a few months ago, back when Xena were still keen to work with us and not just ship us away, I remembered I found some strange little pebbles. Dark pebbles that were stuck in the clothes of those little monsters. Xena soon sent out some troops and caught all the monsters. They didn't leave a single one behind.
So some critters have ores attached to them that are important?
We never heard about those pebbles again, nor have we found more of them in the mines.
Which means that they are part of the critters.
And you know the rest. Now we've exhausted the runium, and more strange-looking critters have appeared. So it's not safe to go back there. We left them completely deserted.
Please take a look at this, Mr. Canute.
No, their claws were thicker than a polar bear's. Ah, but these are closer. These monsters had much larger teeth. They almost look like old mining picks.
She did mention this critter's teeth were like diamonds, right? If they're like diamonds, then they are tough. And if they're tough, they can actually break other rocks, so they would be good for mining. Maybe they're indeed the critter they seek.
And no ears.
Could they be some kind of hoituk?
Technically, those creatures were hiding their ears too, so they had ears that were just hidden.
Yes, this one looked just like the creatures.
If that's true, then it may be another big fish that has come here to feed.
Okay, it's a different critter after all.
It is true. You can ask around. Many of the other workers have seen it.
So, the color of a hoituk is bright yellow, and that matches with these bright yellow lines I've traced here on the map. They are burrowing animals, often living as deep as 50 meters underground, so if they were here, that must mean that there must be some undiscovered resource here.
The corners of her mouth curl as she mutters the words.
Talk of undiscovered resources would be music to our ears, miss.
I don't want to get your hopes up, It's still too early to draw any conclusions.
Yet, the corner of your mouth is suggesting the opposite.
She just doesn't want to disappoint people because previously, her studies didn't bear much fruit, so she's now scared.
I must be cautious before confirming there really is a new resource. Nonetheless, it's a silver lining. Thank you, Mr. Knut.
Think nothing of it, miss. Maybe one day you and your research will return the favor.
I will, if I can.
I could add one more thing to this right now. I'm mostly saying this, though, because I know that I'm not the only one suffering with what Windsong is suffering. If you ever feel like you don't belong somewhere, either because of what you study or the way you dress or the way you are, okay? Do try to save up some money and try other regions, because this right here is not that impossible. Like, there have been many instances of people who didn't belong where they were born, and then they move to some other country and suddenly they feel that, oh, you know what? I've never been crazy, or I've never been weird. I was just at the wrong place in time. It is very often that people are born at the wrong place. So yeah, like Windsong here, you see that where she was before, trying her chances in businesses that were closer to what she was studying, kept giving her rejection after rejection. And as it turns out, the reason that happened wasn't because she wasn't good at what she was doing or that the ley lines were in fact not real things. It's just that her talent was not meant for corporate offices or to work at Xenos or the geographical, oh my goodness, what was the company she meant, the institution she mentioned about geography. Anyway, it wasn't for there. Her talent wasn't meant for these people. It was meant for people who actually needed directly, like the people of Rayashki. So it was good that she got out of there trying to make a report and look for ways to prove that her studies were real, that ley lines were real, because now there is a place that people actually not only value her research material, but need her. Here she can not only teach, she can use her talents to actually help people.
I hope your work here can be resumed shortly.
Don't worry about us. We will find a way to drive those critters away and start production once again. We have all our brothers and sisters with us, and these machines still run perfectly. As long as we continue to put in our best effort, there's no reason why things won't get better.
He pats the trembling, coughing machines with affection, like embracing an old friend.
Is this exceptionally positive spirit common with the people here?
No, they're just not judgmental, girl. It makes sense. Because, these people believed, like, you heard Vila, the first people, their ancestors that got to Rayashki, they knew that these grounds are snow grounds. They knew what was impossible. They didn't have tools, and they still built a town out of it. So if there's any person that believes that anything is possible, is these people. And that's what they're teaching their children as well.
Well, can't blame us for that. There are very few places in the world like Rayashki. Here, everyone earns their food and their rest through working hard together. Then outside of work, ice hockey, learning courses, even music lessons. Not everyone is as lucky as us. That is why we won't let Rayashki die.
Knut's voice rises as if singing.
With busy hands and open hearts, Rayashki will live on. It will grow stronger, glowing as brightly as these furnaces.
Something brilliant indeed burns within those furnaces, a product greater than any ore or slag, emerging from the melding of purpose and sweat. The pen that stopped stirs once again, but this time she seems to be sketching out something far harder to picture.
I have to say, Rayashki is truly a curious place.
Windsong matters to herself.
It has a spirit which I've never found elsewhere.
Then maybe that's where you belong, especially if you don't have people left behind. We're gonna miss you. Because, sometimes when you're in this situation, you're thinking, oh, but what about the people at home? But if she got no one to support her, nowhere to stand by her, this. Stay here, people will embrace you, and you will be able to do what your heart truly wants.
Yes. Perhaps that's what was missing from the study of ley lines in the past.
She's hungry, or is that a monster? An odd sound interrupts her contemplation. The sunflower pats against the He's doing... Oh.
Miss Windsong, would you like to meet Mr. Patrick?
Who's Mr. Patrick? The friendly bear Knut nods with an understanding smile.
It's time to go to the canteen, boys and girls. Eat well, and you'll grow strong. Patrick knows how to feed you well. He's the best cook in town.
Oh, okay.
But I would suggest you be careful with that one, if you don't want to get stuck with his endless chatter all night.
I have never been to the canteen. I stayed out of that area in my previous, visits to avoid unwanted trouble.
Forward to Comrade Blinche.
That's correct, stretchy, miss. I look forward to hearing good news from you.
Knut waves him off before settling back into his world of metal. The churning and wheezing of machinery replacing words. The canteen buzzes with a din of workers. The children weave through the busy hall, leading Windsong by the hand.
This is our canteen. We play hide and seek here when we're hungry.
You don't need to just play around here?
Comrade stew and potato piroshki are always the easiest to find.
Huh. I don't think I get what he's trying to say
They're
here.
not very clever at hiding. But Comrade Blinchit is very good at the game. He can only be found at dinners on Friday. We have good food, like mashed potatoes and boiled potatoes and potato stew.
So you only eat potatoes.
Mr. Patrick said a good cook can turn even simple ingredients into delicious food.
Nina casts a glance around her before she speaks softly.
The grown-ups are so kind to us. Sometimes they give us their cheese and salad, so they only have potatoes to eat.
Don't cry, Nina. Remember when you shared your lenka with everyone? When we grow up, it'll be our turn to help the grown-ups with our potatoes.
There is an awareness in them, a gravity few children possess at their age. Thankfully, some do retain their blissful innocence. Avgust.
We also have the Tin Hat Festival, when they give us metal hats with food in them.
Avgust, it's called a Workers' Festival. We have it every month. Everyone must sit in a circle in the canteen and sing songs. And Miss Vila plays the accordion for us. We each get a can of food in it. Sometimes it's a shonka, sometimes it's salad, sometimes sprouts.
Yes, and after the Tin Hat Festival, we would bury our tin hats in the ground. Yellow ones, red ones, and white ones. Then tiny trees will come out from them next year.
Okay, how?
I have told you many times, they are not tin seeds and they don't grow into trees. They are just tin cans. We only bury them so they won't pollute the snow.
Yeah, but they do pollute the underground, my boy. The subject of their debate flips a hidden switch in Windsong's mind, the revelation flicking into Lade.
Piles of tin cans. Food.
She unfolds the ley line energy map, pointing to the last blurred area of interwoven lines and traces.
Those empty cans you mentioned, did you store them here?
Oh, I know this place. That's where the adults dug a big hole. They put some things inside. It's covered up with rocks and ice now.
Yes, Pasono is right. That's where the grown-ups put all our old metal after they make them into little cubes. Miss Vila said it helps keep our town and the whole region clean. Why? What's wrong with that place?
I'm thrilled. There must be lots of big fish left to be found around there. If I can write a report and provide a practical plan, maybe I can get I could request reinforcements.
She halts, swallowing back the unfriendly name.
Yay! School trip! School trip!
This is no trip, children. I'm not going there for a hike. You must stay in town and be good. That goes for every one of you. Understood?
Her resolution fails before she even finishes. The children protests rise in a disordered chorus, drowning out all other surrounding sounds, only to be matched by the static fizz of an announcement. Windsong clutches at a thin straw of salvation.
Shh! Quiet, kids!
Attention, please. Tomorrow at 8 in the morning, we will be holding our final hearing. In this meeting, we hope to finalize our next steps and answer any remaining questions. We look forward to seeing you there.
Part 9. Heavier the knowledge. This place is already overflowing with treasures. Please bring something more substantial. Bertold leans back in his armchair, casting a fleeting glance forward before his head falls.
What's this? Are you planning on getting a job with Zeno too?
Huh?
It says here you've been staying in this town for months, but it seems you're not on our list for potential recruitment from Rayashki.
That's because she's not from here. The smile on his face remains as affably saccharine as ever.
I should remind you, for you researchers, what you produce tells much more about you than your efforts.
Oh wow. So even if she had results, they wouldn't care, because if they consider her area of expertise to be uninteresting, it doesn't matter?
That's precisely why I'm here.
Go on.
He finally deigns to raise his head up.
Based on the recent investigations, I'm confident that there is a new energy source in the area that has yet to be discovered.
And that's it? We already believed there was something here when we sent you out in the first place.
Yeah. Sorry, the day has changed for me, so I might be missing some details because my memory. Yeah, she did say that, she did tell us that she was going to apply for Zeno to take her in, and the project she took up now was for that, to prove them that her research is worth enough for her to be included in Zeno. However, the way he started the conversation confused me a little bit, because he's like, even though you've been here for months, you're not in our list. You already know you sent her there, so why are you saying this bullshit in the beginning?
You were sent here to find it. Instead, all you do is confirm what we already knew.
But you said that perpetual energy was just a myth, didn't you?
Of course it wasn't just a myth, lady. Why else would we ask you to investigate here in the first place?
Oh, he's turning his words around. Oh, I hate when people are like this. Windsong gives a frown that slips quite intentionally into a scowl.
Do you have anything else to report?
No, but I do need your help. I will need an armed squad to come with me to the mining sites so that I can continue my investigations into this subject. I'm afraid I don't know how long it will take. It also depends on the number of soldiers you can spare for the task.
You have a terrible sense of humor.
I'm not being funny. You want more research on the new resource too, don't you?
Miss Windsong, do you really think this is even a remotely reasonable request?
Yeah?
Critters are running rampant in the area, and you demand help to verify what is, as far as I can see, a highly questionable conclusion. Why should I waste Zeno's time and resources on this?
My dude, a few sentences ago you accepted as well that this is not a myth, and now you say it's questionable and therefore not worth you sending soldiers to go with her? Smash his head somewhere, I'm done.
Not to mention, putting the lives of our soldiers at risk.
You're putting my patience at risk.
If you have doubts, please take a look at these files.
The researcher dives her hands into her bag but is met with a wave of dismissal.
And let me guess. You learned all this from your study of ley lines?
Yeah, bitch. Do you have any other way to find shit around here? You're just taking people away from the place without even searching. If they were actually helping, these people would have a chance to stay in their town, and also his stupid organization be benefited from the sources they'll find.
To date, the theory of ley lines has neither been approved by the Arcane Study Review Association, nor accepted by the Project Assessment of Human Science and Technology. It has 0 academic achievements, 0 endorsements, and aside from the questionable example in front of me, 0 researchers.
Get your ass! What's wrong with you? I'ma teach you nothing!
That's all only a temporary setback.
Ms. Windsong, I sympathize with the awkward situation I have put you in. However, Xeno simply cannot afford to waste resources on a proposal without any solid evidence.
How is she supposed to find evidence if you don't help her? I have this question though. Other researchers that do stuff, like their projects, alright? How do they reach conclusions without manpower? Like they all research stuff that can be found with the power of one person? Because this is crazy to me. Like, you've come to accept other types of researchers and the studies because they brought you back results, because I'm assuming the researchers didn't demand more manpower than the one researchers, but you denied this woman's that needs more help because she might be wrong? I don't know. I get that this requires money and that with the chances that she has of being wrong, this would be something that would harm Xeno, quote unquote. However, she has proof now that the weather changed based on that and a witness to that. So it's not like it's completely in the air like before.
I will give you something. All I need is a bit of help up front. I promise.
The look in his eyes is glazed bored, but Windsong does not falter.
Did you not come here to deal with these critters? Then what's the fuss about? Can't you deal with them while accompanying me to these mining sites as well?
Berthold's eyes widen, now unglazed as he rises. He paces silently, drifting at first and proceeding to the windowsill.
I'm afraid you've got our intentions altogether wrong.
The windows close tightly, sealing the last whispers of wind from the outside.
Xeno is here for one thing only. A source of perpetual energy. This is what you have been tasked to find, viz the resources you were given. We won't approve any further requests until you have a solid lead. We aren't paying you for a charity mission.
She does have a solid lead.
So then you never planned on controlling the critters here? The squad you brought here was to control the town?
A force sufficient to deal with the critters would have attracted unwanted attention from our rivals. It is not in our interests to share this town or its resources. I'm sure you can see that.
So even if we do find the resource for you, you won't leave this town or its people alone.
We're talking about the ultimate energy source of Arcanum. Do you think we will just walk away and leave it to be squandered by a bunch of ignorant peasants and miners?
Peasants! Take him outside and plant his face in the snow, please.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Berthold's smile fades like a bad aftertaste.
What we are going to do with Rayashki should be of no concern to you. We have made every arrangement for them.
Without the permission.
We aren't monsters. Before the final decision is made, we will continue to help the locals as much as we can. Including you.
Goodness gracious, I'm gonna... Before the wild-eyed researcher can voice her dissent, Berthold steers the conversation with well-practiced ease. I wonder if there is such an asshole in every patch from now on, because, like, we had the asshole in Yenisei's patch, now we have this dude. Wordlessly, he draws out an attractive-looking document and slides it across the table toward her.
Is this?
You seem surprised. Isn't it what you have always wanted? With Zeno's endorsement, you will be able to teach your program in any university.
You just told her it doesn't matter, though. You're not willing to help her either.
We have prepared this gesture of our good faith in you. Now, it's your turn to show yours. Forget about an armed squad. They have more important things to do. You're on your own, my friend. But prove to us that you can do this job and bring us the best answer you can give.
The pale letterhead stings Windsong's fingertips.
And this piece of paper will be yours when you complete your mission.
I understand.
See that you do. Good luck out there, Miss Windsong.
If it was me, I would have taken Vila with me and perhaps a few stronger men in the town. I'd go to this place that she wants to research, and when I'd find the resources, I'd tell nothing to this and his people and chase them out town, because they don't have an order to attack the people of Rayashki. So if Rayashki people decided to, chase them out, they wouldn't do anything back, they wouldn't attack back. So yeah, I would chase them out and use the resources to revive the town and keep it going. But I don't know how doable that is in the current scenario. Deep footprints, now half buried in fresh snow, trace the path of the researcher's determined march behind her. Her courage, passion, and body temperature rapidly cooling against the blizzard.
Was I out of my mind?
No, girl, you just had a dream, and people take advantage of it.
He was just trying to get me out of his office. He threw a carrot out of the window, and I chased right after it like a blinded mule. Still.
Her hand lingers on the paper nestled within her pocket.
Maybe this carrot is too good to let go.
With a sigh of resignation, she reaches deeper.
Focus. Once I fill the gaps in my data, I will be able to pitch it to Zeno, and all subsequent research won't be a problem anymore. The primary food sources for Hoytuk are raw minerals underground. Those processed metals only keep them from starving to death. They wouldn't have gone across any icy ocean just to gnaw on old equipment and trash. All I need to do is find a trace of their activities so that I can learn about their current conditions, and from there, locate their other food sources. Stay calm. Hoytuk are gentle creatures. They rarely attack humans. I just need to be cautious.
Her internal struggles will have to wait as more practical problems loom larger. The blizzard has covered almost everything, leaving a few cans to poke out, rattling along with the wind.
All right, change of direction. If I were to look down instead of looking forward, maybe I should scan the area and follow where the ley energy is leading, just like I did at Silbury Hill. Of course, I hope the outcome will be different this time.
She surveys the expanse of boundless snow.
Before all that, I need to clear out this place. Природа — это числа и черты. Природа — это мозаика цветов.
The soil churns in slurry waves along the seashore, a mix of mud, snow, and stone. A violent resonance spreads beyond it, one to which she's completely unaware. Clearly, these creatures harbor some discontent at these scars on their land.
Shoot. Now I've done it. Those vestigial digging teeth, the 3 fingers long tearing teeth, these are not Hoytuk.
They bare their teeth and claws in a rhythmic way, like a primitive pre-feeding ritual.
These scaled wings must be for swimming. Then you must be mutant Kikituk from the Olga area. You should be at the Olga Strait hunting for migrating salmon and whales, not here.
The Kikituks can no longer contain themselves and pounce towards Windsong. Okay, one moment. I don't know why, but it just hit me. I would like to see Windsong meeting Big Hornbloom. I don't know why, just the vibe, I guess. You know, the one is a researcher, the other is a telecommunicator in a way. Their jobs don't match, but I don't know, I just think their conversation would be interesting. Windsong sits slumped on the ground, gasping for air. Their fury has not yet abated. The creatures hold their ground.
Why would you come here? What inspired you to trek across the ocean just to hunt for humans?
Her aggressors show no signs of understanding. They inch closer, drool dripping from their mouths.
It seems while their claws and teeth have degraded, their reflex is much quicker than a Hoytuk's. They perceived my approach even though I used my ley line reader as a dampener.
A rumble distant and near drowns out her sigh. A gunshot hammers out nearby, the shot landing on one of the snarling Kikituk. The bolt is drawn back, the familiar sound sends another scurrying away.
Get out! Get out of here! I'll cover you!
More gunfire thunders over and over until the last Kikituk abandons their position.
Thank you, sir.
Composing herself, the researcher immediately returns to her work.
Yevgeny, the kids told me about a can pile. Is it nearby?
Can pile?
He furrows his brow, motioning with his eyes to some hilly snowdrifts nearby.
They must be talking about our waste metal. I'm afraid it's gone, Miss Windsong. Maybe animals dug it all out, or maybe those little monsters ate it.
Do you know if that happened before or after the Runian mines ran dry?
I'm not sure.
Evgenia's brow furrows again, this time casting a serving glance at her scattered instruments.
You shouldn't be here. There's nothing of value to find in this place. And you're not supposed to be using this arcane equipment here either. We have a better way to deal with these fierce little monsters. What you're doing will just attract more of them.
His statement rattles her.
You can drive away the Kikituks?
Not anymore. We don't have much left to fight them off with. Zeno didn't bring any equipment for our team, let alone any weapons. Go. Leave before it's too late.
He carefully checks the rifle in his hand.
What if I don't want to just give up?
Evgeny slows down, making his inspection come across as even more deliberate.
I've seen your residence application. You say you are a researcher. Then you should be clever enough not to go down a fruitless and dangerous path.
I admit that what I am doing here is reckless. And maybe I'm just motivated by my own selfish interests. But I can't just walk away from my commitments. You have lived in Rayashki for a long time. You know what commitment means here much better than I do.
There is a shift in his face as he turns away from her.
I won't give it up so easily. Just like the people here won't give away their land like nothing.
It's stubbornness. That's all. They should have gone to other places and put their talents to good use, rather than staying here to fight for nothing.
Windsong holds a stare, lifting her chin to match up to him.
Is that why you gave away the town so easily to Zeno? Do you really even know your neighbors?
I have lived and worked together with them for decades. Don't be ridiculous. I agree with Zeno's perspective.
I've been to many places, and I have encountered many people like you. Stuck-up leader types. Making decisions on behalf of other people because it's what's good for them.
And they should listen, just as you should now.
He raises the rifle as he motions her back and scans the near
It's
horizon.
my responsibility to protect everyone, to do right by them. I will make them see it tomorrow at the hearing.
There are times a leader has to take some decisions for the people he's leading, but when every person that you lead is against what you're doing, you're not doing something right. At least that's what I think. Like, I can see how this would work if some of the citizens agreed to his decision. But right now, nobody agrees to it. And when a leader does something against everybody's will, then that's tyranny, is it not? Because you're doing what you think it's right without asking them. It's a little bit what parents do with children, that they don't really consider what a kid wants sometimes and just do what they think is better for them based on their experience, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're correct. Yeah, sure, they have had their experience, but it's always good to listen to your people as well, to your children, in the example of a parent. But yeah, in this situation, dude, nobody wants to do what you're saying, so who you're representing exactly? Because the leader is supposed to represent his people, and that's not what he's doing. Again, like I said, if there was even a small amount of people that agreed with Evgeny, that would have been a different case, a different story. But nobody does. So like, dude, stop. If you think that's for the best, go do it yourself. Don't force the whole town follow your example just because you agree with Zeno. Part 10. The only days left. Can life still go on? People streaming from all directions. They stand now at the crossroads of the town's fate.
People of Rayashki, my dear friends, good day to you all. Over the past 2 days, Zeno has assessed the potential risks and benefits in the area and held hearings on what should be done about the future of this town.
I just had a weird sound go behind his speech in my ears. What was that? Like the music, why they did that? Is something going to come from somewhere and attack everybody?
Our hearing saw very limited attendance. We've taken that to be a gesture of approval.
No, it is a gesture of disapproval.
Mr. Evgeny has put in a great effort helping to make these changes happen. We all owe him a great deal. Thank you, sir.
He motions to Evgeny at his side. A freshly printed document unfurls before all present, Zeno seal stamped deliberately in the most prominent position.
Please believe that we have made the best decision we could for you. We all know the runium here has run dry, and the land has been exhausted of all further material wealth. Now and into the foreseeable future.
And the document says Zeno's initiatives for Rayashki.
As a result, your local processing factory has lost its intended purpose. What's more, Zeno has changed our cooperation strategy. Though your town's loyalty will never be forgotten, we must have a sober-minded view of its costs and benefits. To sum up, our final decision is that we will be ending operations and all future cooperation between Zeno and Rayashki.
A heavy hammer swings in the square, producing a whistling wind. Okay, I am starting to worry about the statue. I'm sure that this phrase over here is supposed to be a metaphor, but something tells me the hammer is going to fall.
Well, Mr. Bertolt, you have just got here. Perhaps you didn't have enough time to get to know us well enough. Rayashki's value is not just in our runium. We have many other factories too.
The urgent words of protest flood in from all sides. Also, that's not a hammer, lady. That is a pickaxe. Right? I just realized it said hammer.
Yes, you have a brick factory, a power plant, many forklifts, a smattering of conveyor belts. But all these were all built and suited for only the processing of runium ore. Without the ore, they simply have no benefit to us.
The crowd murmurs, voice bubbling up and simmering like boiling water. Bertolt raps the table, ending the broil.
Now that you have full knowledge of the situation and our intentions, we want to assure you that your loyalty has not been forgotten. So we have generously prepared 2 choices for the future of Rayashki.
The assembly hushes.
Firstly, Sino believes that you have many valuable qualities. The determination and skills you've shown in the past year of our cooperation have proved that your people can be a great asset to us.
Bertolt scans across the faces looking back at him.
Indeed, many of you already meet the entrance requirements to join Xeno. Therefore, on behalf of Xeno Arms Academy, I wish to extend a heartfelt invitation to you. Leave Rayashki, join us, and work for one of our other branches as members of Xeno.
What are you saying? You want us to abandon our home for some promise of a job?
Calm down, Mr. Knut. This is not about abandoning your home. It's about joining us in our efforts to contribute to world peace through a more optimized allocation of manpower.
So you're just going to pack us all up and ship us away to work for Xeno?
You misunderstand, madam.
He closes a folder, looking conspicuously towards the children beside Windsong.
Every year, Xeno dismisses 4% of our employees because they failed to pass our rigorous work reviews. And the number of our colleagues that are killed in the line of duty is even larger still. Working for Xeno is a privilege, not a gift. That's why only a small number of you will be allowed to come and work for us. What? Now, according to Article 58 in the section on protection of Arcanist rights, signed at the Event Horizon Convention, we will provide basic supplies for any residents who haven't been offered a position with Xeno. They will be transferred immediately to the nearest relief station until our social workers contact them for further arrangements.
And if the social workers contact them, otherwise they'll just stay there.
So then, you're suggesting you will send our children and elderly away to some kind of refugee station, and the rest of us must go to work for Xena without any questions? Pridurak! This is total rubbish!
He waves off and pushes aside the Xeno soldier in front of him.
Sir, please lower your voice.
Well, you would be glad to know that your work experience in particular is valuable to Xeno, Mr. Knut.
He just told you he's not interested. He attempts a pat on Knut's shoulder, who shrugs him off. But Bertolt acts entirely unfazed, unfolding the document further.
If you're not interested in our first plan, we have another. If the residents in the area prove reluctant to relocate, Xeno can offer another alternative. As stated earlier, Rayashki is a remote town that possesses some significant industrial infrastructure. Therefore, it could be considered an ideal location for a new complex of arms factories. There would be a need to substantially upgrade the Rayashki Wharf, to turn it into one of the seaports Xeno plans to build across the globe. Additionally, a radio station will be constructed within the town, which will better facilitate our communication throughout the Arctic region so as to stabilize and coordinate with the other powers in the area. We will now be passing out forms, listing the options I've presented. Please fill them in with your choice.
This dude just came to this town, told them that they have no resources to survive in the town, and then tells them that if they're not willing to work for Xeno and the rest to be taken to a refugee shelter, they can work in factories that Zeno will establish in their town. My confusion lies on the fact that they said this town is now useless because of lack of resources, but then he goes ahead and says it's going to be used for factories and as a new port for Zeno. So how is it exactly useless anymore if one of your plans include using it for resources for Zeno? Like, I understand this is the point of the story, but like, you do realize what you're saying is stupid. Like, they think that those people are like slow, they don't understand what you just said. Why would they give their town to you to build factories and a port instead of taking those resources you probably found and don't tell them about and rebuild the town in a way that can survive? This guy just wants to take their town. They don't care about the people. They don't care about saving anybody because the town is, dying and we have to save the people that stay inside or whatnot. They wanted the town from the beginning. So one way to do it was to send people away, and the other was to just repurpose the town as a whole, because he said nothing about factories in the first plan. So I'm guessing they were going to desert the town if they took the people, and if they don't take the people, they're going to take the town. Do explain it to me in the comments if you like, because that's what I understood, which doesn't make sense. If the town still holds a purpose, why drive away the people first of all, unless you want to use it yourself? And why wouldn't you repurpose it in case you drove them away and kept the people? Because from my understanding, these plans are really contradictory in what happens with the town. So in case the first plan was implemented, what's going to happen to the town? You're not going to use it? Because the plan B shows you're interested in the town, so you wouldn't desert it even if the first plan applied, right? Anyway, I'm not going to overthink this further. The dude is manipulative as fuck, and these plans are just all over the place.
So your only other option is to turn Rayashki into some kind of military base under Zeno's control?
Exactly, this is why I'm confused. What do you want? Do you want the people? Do you want the area? What do you want? Because the first plan looks like you don't even care about the area, and the second plan looks like you don't care about the people. Because, okay, in both situations they don't care about the people. What I mean they care about the people is caring about getting manpower. That's what I mean. Why make such plans when you seemingly don't care about neither the manpower or the base? Just to spite people, just to steer the pot. Because apparently, if one plan abandons the one and the other abandons the other, then you don't care about either one. Am I right? Am I crazy? I don't think I'm making sense at this point. I'm gonna keep going.
I won't put it so bluntly, but you're not incorrect. Our resources, as much as anyone's, are limited, and they must be put to good use. We cannot afford to waste them on strategically useless, costly people and places.
You did not. And okay, let's say I said I'm gonna give up, but I am so pissed right now to give up. Okay, wait. We cannot afford to waste them on strategically costly people and places, but either way, either plan you take, you're going to waste resources either on people or places, right? Because the first one takes in people and you will have to spend time for the refugees, and two, you will spend time to repurpose the city to factories and military base. You contradict yourself. Oh my goodness.
If you want Zeno to help you, you should be able to give us something in return. Don't you agree?
Okay, this one makes more sense to me. Thank you. Because like in the first plan, they're taking back manpower so that they keep the refugees safe. And in the second one, they give their town for resources and as a military base for people to stay, to be allowed to stay in Rayashki. Okay, yeah, this one makes sense to me because it didn't make the previous one didn't make sense. Like which of the two you want? But what they want is given resources and taking something back as resource. Okay, now I understood it. He folds the proposal again with satisfaction. The crowd heaves in protest, held at bay by the soldiers around Bertolt.
So Yevgeny, this is the best choice you made for all of us?
Other way they become slaves.
I must speak in Mr. Evgeny's defense. He is committed to his duty and only wishes to do what he can for his compatriots.
Shameless! All you've done is sold us out!
You tell them, Knut.
Do you think it's getting a bit windy lately? Clearly, with all the hot air in Evgeny's head, his mind has been blown away.
Countless eyes fall on Evgeny, disappointment, sadness, perhaps something more complex.
I swear to you, I'm not doing this out of my own interest. Comrades, there are many better places in this world, and you have better purposes to fulfill.
Even so, this should be their choice. The fact you're made leader makes you a representative. It doesn't make you somebody who chooses somebody's fate. And right now, you're choosing their fate and forcing them work for people they don't want, which is slavery.
You shouldn't waste your time here.
The bear of a man puffs up with anger.
Let's all calm down, my friends. It's time to be reasonable. Think carefully. Zeno has been very generous regarding the offers before you.
He readies himself as if about to launch into a grand prepared speech, but his hand trembles. A chill wind sweeps over him.
Generous? Now that's ridiculous. We won't let you take away our family and friends, nor are we about to let you turn our town into a puppet state.
We will stay here, no matter what.
Comrades, I understand how you feel right now, but we must face the cruel reality of our situation.
And you're willing to send away our own people, or give up on all we've built here because of this so-called reality?
It is the only way forward. If we continue to stay here without any help, it will be the end of us either way.
Do we have to turn to Zeno for this help?
Evgeny fails to react at first, but a defeated expression comes over him.
The truth is, just as Rayashki's economy has been dependent on Runion, we remain dependent on Zeno. Without them, at the present rate of consumption, we will be out of supplies and materials within a year.
A silent tidal shift sweeps over those assembled. The researcher observes the change with harsh recognition.
The situation looks bad. Zeno is determined to gain control over this place.
She touches the unsealed letter. Her fingers jump away as if it had been electrified.
But if I complete the task as Zeno requested, does it mean...
Bertol's words echo in her ears.
I will shatter their dream? And what about my dream?
The words stick in her throat.
Did the people who refuse to acknowledge the study of ley lines act out of the same self-interest? I've seen this happen so many times before. A simple dream is made to face a cruel reality, where the clever ones give up and leave, and the stubborn fools remain, waiting to be crushed.
I don't think the people who protested against ley line research before had anything to do with a situation like this right now, just to be clear. And also, like I said in previous parts of this patch, I do think that Windsong can have her dream become reality without following Zeno. However, talking about her research is important to her. But perhaps she can do that without Zeno, if you know what I mean. Because, like, even if she stays in Rayashki, if her findings become popular, she can travel the world and still do that. The lectures and everything she wants to do as well. Like, I'm not suggesting that she stays put in this town. I'm only saying that staying here will make her research more useful, for one. And when it comes to her dream of sharing her knowledge through lectures and stuff like that, like she said earlier, I believe she can do it by traveling alone without the need of Zeno's seal. Sure, having a foundation on your back, an institute, gives you easier access to things, but I don't know, like this right here, I don't think that completing her research will harm Rayashki. Sure, it will harm them if Zeno takes these results and uses them against the town, like forcing them out because, oh, we now know for sure the resources under Rayashki and we need this town to be used for resources, so you guys can live here. But if her research proves to be right, these resources can be used by the town to survive again without Zeno's help. So I do understand she's been insecure here. I'm just saying that I still believe that she can do both. She can both achieve her dream and not take away the dreams of these people. They could work together, just not with Zeno involved. That's what I think.
We asked for our misery.
She turns, her mixed feelings refusing to settle. The wall of soldiers has suppressed most of the dissent in the square, but still some bravely charge forward.
Wait! I'm not finished!
Bertolt dismisses her with his hand as he leaves the stage.
But I am Miss Vila.
The researcher remains stunned, but this potent chemistry of hope and resolve begins to catalyze something in her. Girl, you're the only one who can save the town right now. You have to go back to the mines.
Sir, with all due respect, I can't complete this task alone.
Okay.
As an ordinary researcher, I can relate to them. Please, forgive me for interrupting.
She lifts her head proudly, looking out in the direction of the crowd.
I have heard so much about Rayashki these days. They started from nothing, but bit by bit they accomplished the impossible. Their voice should be heard. Природа — это числа и черты.
The soil and snow under her feet becomes imbued with new life, rising up around her. They clamp onto military boots and surge up and into gun barrels, plunging... I didn't get it. The teacher seizes on this opportunity. Wait, because now I'm curious what happened. The soil and snow under her feet becomes imbued with new life, rising up around her. They clamp into military boots and surge up into gun barrels, plugging them up in comical fashion. She climbs over the walls of confused soldiers and charges forward.
Mr. Bertolt, we can't hold them any longer.
It's like I said, chase them out of town. They cannot attack the people back, it's not in their orders. Anyway, 1 minute. Okay. Their conflict ceases. Scaly palms forcefully grab Bertolt's arm, sharp nails steering at his sleeve.
Now, will you listen to me?
A clean new ledger is stuffed into Bertolt's hands.
We don't need your help. Your soldiers and your tyranny are no longer welcome here.
Vila turns around to face her people.
Comrades, what do you say? Shall we solve the problem with the strength of our own hands and hearts?
What else can we do? This is what we've always done when there was a problem.
There will be more solutions than problems if we work together.
If I must die, I will die here with all of you.
Just stop talking nonsense, you idiot. Nobody is going to die.
Rayashki belongs to all of us. We will stand with it till its last moment.
The sudden surge of conviction and unity cows the guards as they move backwards. Many blush with shame, as you should. Some of them quietly withdraw.
They might say they're just ordinary people, but they are so brave and noble.